Marilyn Manson has a cryptic warning for fans, but what could it mean? Chris Jericho and Sebastian Bach are engaged in a war of words over lip syncing, and ICP sits down with Chris Hansen. So much more to cover. Stick with us. Thanks for joining us today on Rockfeed. If you're new here, please subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss out on breaking news and updates. All right, first, let's talk about the insane Clown Posse. A couple days ago, they went off on a singer named Davi Vanity, the vocalist for a group called Blood on the Dance Floor. They had some very choice words about him, and they actually encouraged juggalos, if they saw him, to, quote, give him a beat down. Obviously, we don't condone violence here, but listen, look at the compendium that was put together by Huffington Post. It is a very lengthy report about some very troubling allegations involving Davi Vanity. So with that, ICP has now sat down with Chris Hansen over on his YouTube channel. Really the dynamic duo here coming together, or trio rather. And they talked about Davi a little bit, and so I wanted to offer the follow-up. Here's what they had to say about why they made this post.
Was he somebody you knew in the music industry? I mean,
No.
Was he on your radar at all?
Wait, what you understand is this, man. It's like our whole career, we've been totally against any kind of or touching children, loudly speaking about it our whole career.
Back in the day, 10 years ago, when they were, probably at their height, I remember hearing the name Blood on the Dance Floor.
Yeah, I've definitely heard of it
several times because we're huge Michael Jackson fans. So every time I heard Blood on the Dance Floor, I would take note. That's a band, okay, but that was it. Couldn't have told you anything about them at all. Comic Christ threw them off the tour.
Yeah, they were like, you can't deal with that all the allegations. We don't want anything to do with that.
The entire discussion is an hour long. You can check it out over on Chris Hansen's YouTube channel. He has a show he does over there called Have a Seat with Chris Hansen. All right, moving on. Chris Jericho is a pro wrestling legend. He's currently signed to AEW. Of course, he's also the vocalist of Fozzy, and he's a noted metalhead and a really good guy. I've had the chance to interview him before. Very nice gentleman. So he is now engaged in a war of words with former Skid Row vocalist Sebastian Bach. Sebastian Bach, for some reason, came out and accused Chris Jericho of lip syncing. And Chris Jericho said, I considered you a friend. Why are you dogging me like this? And the entire thing was bizarre. Of course, Sebastian Bach, for some reason, felt it necessary to point out that he felt his comment wasn't mean. He felt it wasn't rude to point this out or make this type of a claim. Chris Jericho denies this claim. So Blabbermouth has an article up about this over at blabbermouth.net that you can read in full. Here are some of the tweets. You have a user saying, man, Jericho is starting to look like Sebastian Bach. Sebastian Bach responded saying, every single day for the last 2 or 3 years, somebody tells me this. And then Captain Howdy says, you partied too much. Jericho has you beat. And he says, he definitely does, considering that he mimes to a tape. Now, we're going to get to a point here where Sebastian Bach claims that that wasn't a rude or mean comment to make, but it definitely is throwing shade at him. It's definitely there's a negative connotation associated with miming or lip syncing. It's not a good thing. So the idea that he's playing coy, saying that, I didn't know this was negative. Dude, you're definitely shitting on him there. Someone said, he tours with this band, right? I've seen them live a couple of times. He's not lip syncing. Bach said, cool, let's see a clip of them because every single clip I have is Milli Vanilli. Oh my God. Chris Jericho then chimes in. He says, I sing my ass off every night, dude. Do you really want to go there? Wow, my band is more popular than Sebastian Bach, lip syncers. Chris Jericho then shares a tweet and he says, hi, I'm Chris, Milli Vanilli Jericho. I have 5 top 30 singles in the last 5 years with my band Fozzy. I'm a huge fan of Sebastian Bach, who had 3 top 30 singles 30 years ago. I always admired him as a singer and a friend, and I still do. Taking the high road, or at least trying to. To that, Sebastian Bach responds and says, that's great. Is there a clip of you actually singing live? Because all I've seen of clips of you miming to a tape. Congrats on the radio hits, and your hair is certainly looking good these days. Naturally, a user posted the meme, you just made the list, back from his WWE days, and Sebastian Bach responded, yeah, I starred in a television show called The List on VH1 about 15 years ago, before you posted this meme. Jericho says, okay, gloves are off. You starred along with 59 other people. Let's stop this now. Jericho then posted, I've seen the derogatory comments towards me from somebody I considered to be a friend. So with that in mind, I'll be happy to have a sing-off with Sebastian Bach. No effects, no tuning, no bullshit. Bass is a great singer, but I'm better. You've got my number, dude. Call me. And then Sebastian Bach has the audacity to say, what is derogatory about my comment? Where's the derogatory comment? All I asked was to see one single clip of you singing live. Every clip on the internet is you miming to a tape. I will sing in your effing face anytime. Wrestling is not rock and roll. I will show you in rock and roll. He says, I've never mined anything ever, and I don't use bleeps in a tweet ever, which is kind of bizarre that Sebastian was doing that. I will sing in your face anytime, any place, dude. I've been a fan and a defender of you since day one, but don't you ever question my rock abilities and leave wrestling out of this. I can hit a G4, brah. Another person, and this is a good point here. Going against one of the best trash talkers in the biz is the dumbest idea you could have today. Seriously. He says, I'm not going against anybody. It's obvious between the two of us that one of us is copying the other as far as being a rock star goes. I can guarantee you that is not me. So here is Fozzy bandmate and guitarist Rich Ward commenting and saying, anytime I've witnessed Sebastian's name come up in a group setting, the room enthusiastically lines up to say the worst things about him. He's universally disliked. Never witnessed a more unifying topic. Jericho has always come to the guy's defense and shuts it down. Jericho is loyal and was quick to defend a guy that he considered a friend. Seeing Sebastian publicly go after the only guy that I have ever witnessed utter a nice word about him is sad. So when you watch this clip, you can see very clearly here that Chris Jericho is singing. Now you see down in the corner, there is at least one member providing backing tracks. Is it possible that Chris Jericho could have backing vocals when he's performing live? Yes, that's possible. I don't give a shit. It would be different if he wasn't singing at all and the microphone was turned off like pop acts do. But backing tracks is no different than every artist who has backing pianos, there are some people who don't even tour with a bassist anymore. I go to a live concert to be entertained, okay? I don't like all this rock cred bullshit. It's the reason we're in the situation that we're in right now, to be perfectly frank with you. You have all these gatekeepers, these soggy, salty gatekeepers who sit there and they scrutinize their peers. They scrutinize younger bands and they make fun of them because they're harnessing technology. They're trying to add value for their fan bases. I respect and appreciate artists who do everything themselves, but to knock other people who may use backing tracks to me, who are trying to add as much value as they can for their audience and put on the best live show possible for people who spend their hard-earned money, I think that sucks. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. All right, so how about some good news? So there is a 10-year-old girl who is a monster on all instruments. I can't even play one. And Tom Morello has seen her playing. She's amazing. And her name's Nandi Bichelle. I hope I'm pronouncing that properly. But listen, this is an amazing talent. So Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine sent her a guitar, and she's playing Audio Slave on it while playing the bass and the drums at the same time. All right, and next up, last but certainly not least, Marilyn Manson is teasing something on his Instagram, and people are wondering what he could be talking about. He posted a cryptic teaser on his Instagram with the following message, and he also added a comment below that and was responding to some folks. The post got over 229,000 likes, which is insane for any rock musician or metal musician to get those type of numbers on Instagram. He posted, never-ending astral vampire, prepare. I already texted this from the future. Nobody ever listened. Sorry, including me. Here we go. Start your stopwatch and listen. Now listen, there's a lot of buzz going on about this behind the scenes. It doesn't seem like this is just, a subtweet or something like that. It does seem like this actually holds some water. And I'm going to tell you why. Back in April, and we missed this, there's been so much going on and this kind of slid through, Marilyn Manson has said publicly he's finished an album. So it does seem like he may be actually previewing an album that is to come. This is back in April, and he has called it a masterpiece of a new album. He says shit is going to get real. Manson's collaborator, Shooter Jennings, posted a photo of him next to Rolling Stone magazine saying, just waiting for this finished masterpiece to be released. In the comments for the post, Manson confirmed that the album was indeed done. It says back in February, Manson started cryptically teasing a new project, believing to be the new album, writing the Latin phrases, not even going to try to read those, on his Instagram page, which roughly translates to all deaf and now you hear me. The hashtag's 2020, you have no idea what is coming. This one seems to actually have some clout to me because Marilyn Manson has said publicly he's finished a masterpiece album. Now he's posting cryptic messages, and I project that we're going to have a new Marilyn Manson video out sooner rather than later, original music that he's calling a masterpiece, and I very much look forward to it. All right, that is all for now. Thanks so much for joining us today at Rockfeed. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss out on breaking news and updates. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you all very soon.